welcome back to We Talk Tech, everybody. We've got an exciting show for you today. We recently held the 6th annual Simon Cox Student Design Competition, and we're going to break down the winners. So just to start with the Simon Cox competition, the goal of the competition is to get peers and students working together to create innovative products, like some of the ones you'll see today, and we'll go through those. But Ian, what about the schools we had this year? It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was incredible. We had so many different schools, universities, and they did such a great job of connecting with peers to really make sure that the devices that they were designing and fabricating were useful and something that most of them aren't on the market presently.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. And this year alone, we had schools from UBC, SFU, UVic, Kwantlen Polytechnic, BCIT, of course, and last year as well, Emily Carr and Capilano. So the competition is definitely growing, and we're looking to see more schools next year. Let's just get right into these. So the People's Choice Award, Ian, can you kind of tell us how the peers voted on that this year?
Yeah, so every month there is a Zoom group, Pathways to Independence, and it's wonderful. For those who haven't been a part, I highly recommend it. You can find links on our website. And through that, we had a ton of feedback of what projects people thought were best suited to them and their presentation and just everything about it, finding out what the people liked, and I think they were bang on. They had a great choice.
Yeah, so this year the peers voted for the People's Choice, and it was the adjustable portable tabletop out of UBC. A team designed along with their peer a tabletop that would clamp to any tabletop you could see in the community. So maybe they're at a restaurant and they clamp this device to the restaurant table, and then they could kind of elevate it and swing it to where they needed it.
Yeah, and I think that the best part for that for me is I know how hard it is to find a tabletop that fits my needs. Going out to a restaurant, so much easier to pull something out of your bag or your backpack, connect it to the table, quick, easy. It's discreet and very adjustable.
Yeah, and one thing that you'll see amongst a lot of these award winners is that they worked with their peer a lot. So all the way through their project, they were working with their peer and making adjustments. So they did a really great job. Next up was the Terry Leblanc Innovation Award, and this was won by a team of one person. He did an amazing job out of Kwantlen Polytechnic, and it was the mobile warmth, which was a device used to cover somebody in a wheelchair when it was cold, and just to give them a little bit of warmth. But it had some great features, Ian.
It did, and for somebody like myself who was always freezing, my house sits around 25, 26 degrees year round. In the winter, even in the fall, I freeze. I leave my front door and I turn into a popsicle. So this is something that I can see not only myself using, but a lot of our members that have similar, temperature issues, frankly.
Yeah. And they work so well with their peer as well, right? And they worked so closely with their peer that they actually called their peer their project partner, which I thought was fantastic. They really got it, and they did a lot. It didn't seem like a lot on the outside. It seemed a little bit like a blanket, but they did a lot to remove fabric from pressure points, so pressure sore points behind you, an opening for their trach, it wrapped around their legs nicely, even holes for the joystick. They did a really great job in that.
Yeah, they did. I think that there's a lot of attention to detail that went into this project, and yeah. I can't wait to purchase one when they're available.
All right, next was the Jeanette Anderson Achievement Award, and a team out of BCIT called Hot Goo. And Ian, you worked with them a little bit. Can you explain the device a little bit for us?
Of course. So coming back to the temperature issue, this seems to be a common thread these days, that it's a device that mounts onto a wheelchair, and it attaches to the armrest. And the really cool thing about it is that if you're leaning on the armrest, there's a pressure sensor, and it will turn on a heater, or a battery-powered heater, and it will regulate itself. So you never have to worry about it getting too hot or burning. It's very well well thought out and pretty clever. I haven't seen anything that sophisticated yet with
Yeah.
respect to warming devices.
Yeah, a couple things I loved about it actually was that they really took safety into account. So they went out there and figured out what temperatures were typically used in devices like that, and they made those their presets. But then a lot of safety cutoffs. If it's on too long or if it's getting too hot, it'll automatically shut off. And another thing was the variety of not only technology, because they did a lot of coding and Arduino and battery packs and all that kind of stuff, but they also use like conductive materials and things that we typically wouldn't see in an electronic based project. The highest prize we could offer was the Simon Cox Principal Award. That went to a team out of UVic called Mobile Arm. And basically what they designed was an arm that would swing from the back of your chair when you're holding your backpack or groceries or whatever bags you have on the back. Using a knob, you twist the knob and the arm will come out in front of you, making those bags accessible.
Yeah, and it is a very simple but clean, well thought out, well engineered, everything about it, 5 stars all around. And again, with peers, they were an integral part of their design stage to the point where they would visit this member and see, make sure that this type of knob would be good. They tried a whole bunch of different types. And I also like that even though this is a manual crank in essence, that there is the potential to place a motor and have it electric, which is something that would be handy for myself and other people with very limited mobility.
And another thing I loved about these guys is they sought relationships in the community. So they kind of knew their boundaries, what they'd be able to get done, and they found fabricators in the community that could help them up with some of their pieces. They did all the designing themselves. They just had only so much capacity to build what they needed to. So they sought those relationships, and I thought that was fantastic. So yeah, those were the winners of this year's competition, and we're already gearing up for next year's competition. So if there are students out there, peers out there, teachers out there, schools out there that want to be involved, make sure you get a hold of us.
Yeah, I think it's important more than ever for the peers to be involved and to expand the competition throughout the province. I'd really like to see the Okanagan, where I live, having their foot in the game here. So get ready, Vancouver.
All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. And as always, if you want to see more of our videos and Ian talking about tech, join us every month. You can subscribe on our YouTube channel. And if you have any comments, questions, or want to get involved, like we said, then just email us. Let us know. Take care, everybody. Loving my living room. I need a picture of Taylor up here too. I'm gonna move
You
you
really
over.
do. Yes, a bigger
Or
one.
maybe right here.
Yeah, huge. Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
All right, let's get serious, Ian.